listen to this podcast, or I'll gut you.
We're here with Bill Posley, the director of Bitch Ass. So can you tell us a little bit about your movie and how the idea came to you?
Yeah, my movie is I don't know if anybody categorizes it as this other than me and maybe my brother, but it is a hood horror movie, and those were movies for at least the two of us growing up that were black horror movies that kind of took place in the 90s. So things that fit into that category, like Tales from the Hood, People Under the Stairs, Leprechaun 4, In the Hood. Those were just movies that we loved growing up watching as kids, and they just kind of stopped. And so I wanted to kind of recreate that and make another movie in the same vein that me and my brother loved growing up as kids. The main character, our villain, is bullied when he grows up, and he basically gets a chance to take revenge on the people who bullied him. And so growing up, I was overweight. I was like, an obese kid, and I was picked on a little bit, and so some of it comes from that. And also, in the process of doing this, we realized that there had never been a masked serial killer of color before. So, it's crazy. Or at least that we could find. If somebody can find one, let us know.
Might be really obscure.
It'd be very obscure, very hard to find. So we wanted to, see if we could create one and put it in the mainstream that could be as recognizable as the Jasons or the Jigsaws or Scream or any of those guys. So that was kind of the entire genesis and reason why we made this movie.
What was it like working with Tony Todd, and how did you get him?
Oh man, the man, the myth, the legend. He is incredible. I mean, he's very old school. I had to write him a letter.
Okay.
Yep, I had to write him a letter, and I had to send it to his manager, and then he forwarded it to Tony Todd, and then I had to wait and just see what would happen. And I also sent over, I had cut like a little trailer of the film, so he could at least see what it was about. And he watched the trailer, and I got a call from his manager, and his manager was like, "Hey, Tony wants to talk to you," and I almost fainted. And I was like, "No way!" Yeah, oh my God! When he called and he said, "Mr. Posley," I said, "Oh my goodness!" And I fell out of my chair. And it turns out that he and I were both from like kind of the same area, and so we just kind of talked about what it was like growing up in New England, and just how formative his career was for me and my brother. Candyman, and he's just such a hero to us. So it was an honor to have him, and he was nothing but professional, and just to watch somebody come in and just do the craft at the highest level is incredible.
We're here with Shane Brown, the executive producer of Bitch Ass. So can you tell us a little bit about this project and what your involvement is?
Yeah, of course. Bitch Ass is the first ever masked black serial killer in horror history. It's going to be one of the most iconic films out there. We're super excited. We're honored to be here, privileged to be here. The movie is going to be absolutely insane. It's about a kid who was bullied as a kid. Everybody used to pick on him. They used to always call him Bitch Ass. He got real quiet real quick, everything around here, so I felt I had to get quiet too. You ever have that feeling? I do all the time. I'll shut up. But anyways, he was picked on as a kid, and then he was tortured, and then he was jumped, left for dead, and then 20 years later he comes back for revenge, and quote unquote, excuse my language, fucks everybody up. So it's a bloody, gory slasher film. It's going to be up there. We have Tony Todd from Candyman, directed by Bill Posley, starring Tunde Laleye. The team, the cast, the crew is absolutely incredible. This film's going to be something very, very special. It's very unique. It's fun, so it's definitely something where the audience is going to have fun with it, So we're very excited and couldn't be more thrilled to be here talking to you, man. Appreciate you being here, showing some love, But yeah, so that's what we're doing.
What kind of impact do you hope this film's going to have, since this is the first black mass serial killer film?
Yeah, no, absolutely. No, this is going to be definitely an iconic film. It's one of its kind. You know, one thing that we're very proud of, especially with Bill Posley and Tunde, is, you know, having the ability to have Tony Todd come in there and actually be able to have his blessing to come over there and somewhat essentially pass the torch over as the first mass black serial killer. So it's something that we hope that resonates with the audience. We're very excited for it. It's very much a community-driven film. You know, especially with our cast and crew, everybody loves each other, so we're all family. But there's John right there, one of the writers, the man, looking good. Had a big smile when I saw him. Sorry, what up, baby? What up? But other than that, yeah. I'll shut up. What's up?
How did you get Tony Todd involved in this?
Yes, no, that's actually one of the most blessings that we can actually say about this film is having Tony Todd a part of this. That was all Bill Posley. That was Bill Posley reaching out. Bill Posley reached out to him, sent him a letter. Tony Todd called him. He was on set, and then all of a sudden he was like, "Mr. Posley," and just in his just that voice, he's an icon. So Bill was just thrilled. And he had the conversation with them, and he said that he would be a part of it. And again, like as I will say, it's such an honor and privilege that we were able to actually have him a part of this film, give us the blessing. And of course, Bill was so thrilled to be able to work with Tony Todd because he's a fucking legend, you know. So excuse my language, but one of the things that we're doing differently is, you know, this is something that's special about this is it was raised also in cryptocurrency. So we're one of the first films also to help raise the funds in cryptocurrency and blockchain. So this was a blockchain-funded film, and so we created NFTs for it so that we actually have bitch-ass NFTs. That's what Vision is for. Vision right there. That's one of the sponsors, and you know, one of the companies behind working with bitch-ass. We created the NFT and as part of Vision Protocol, which is what we're working on.
Why did you guys decide to fund the movie this way? Was it to try to be innovative, or do you feel it's the future?
Absolutely, both. Being innovative, the future, and also, you know, us as a family. These are our friends. You know, one of the coolest things about this project is that we're all best friends. We've all known each other for like 15 years. So there's a lot of camaraderie and also friendship, like true bond friendship. So we were all in blockchain a long time ago. So we always believed in blockchain and knew and invested in the blockchain and was able to ride the wave up and get a better understanding of blockchain. So we felt that as whenever the time for funding came around, in our circle, we were big into the crypto community, and so what we did is we reached out to the crypto community in regards to help funding, and so we raised, more than half of the film in cryptocurrency, and that's how we were able to make the film. And so now what we did is now we're helping other filmmakers, other musicians help raise funds for their film through cryptocurrency, and that's what Vision does as well. So it's a blockchain where we created smart contracts for independent, you know, producers, because us as independent producers, how hard it was for us to raise the funds. Now we're here to try to give back and take what we learned and brought that over to blockchain.
Well, Shane Brown, everybody, executive producer and an innovator.
Hey, that's what we are. This is a team effort right here. Couldn't have done it without them. Bitch ass coming for you. Who's a bitch ass now? Bill Posley, Tunde Laleye, Shane Brown, Jonathan Colum. That's the squad. Kelsey, everybody, man. Holla. I'm sure that's my guy.
All right, we got Kelsey Caesar here right now.
I play one of the characters, Tuck, in this film. I'm pretty much like the young leader of the group. My bad influence lead us into a pretty sticky situation in this film. So yeah, I wouldn't say I'm a protagonist.
What drew you to the project?
Just the simple fact that it was really an all-black cast film, and the storytelling was something that I thought was pretty cool and pretty fun, that I think like the culture could like really like and get behind and enjoy the film.
Do you have a favorite horror movie?
Yeah, I do. My favorite horror movie is definitely Psycho.
Psycho?
Yes, it's a real classic. I mean, Alfred Hitchcock, can't beat it.
How does it feel being in a movie with Tony Todd? That guy is one of the most legendary actors in the horror genre.
It's really cool because, I mean, he's somebody that, like, I remember watching as a kid and being super scared of, like, Candyman. And, like, it's crazy to come to this moment to actually be working with somebody that I used to be really scared of seeing on television. And, I don't know, it's kind of great. It kind of adds to the legendary version of who Tony Todd is today. So.
Do you have any projects coming up in the future that you're looking forward to or that you want to share with us?
Yes, you can catch me up on Wu-Tang next season, on the final season. Yes, I'll make an appearance in that.
We're here with Ashlei Foushee, one of the stars of Bitch Ass. How are you doing tonight?
I'm doing great. I'm excited for the movie. I'm excited for everyone to see it, so doing great.
So tell us a little bit about your part in this movie.
So I play the young Marcia, which her role in the movie is sort of friends to our main character, Bitch Ass. It was sort of his high school crush. So her character is very loving, kind of has like a hard edge, and is there in like the pivotal moment that makes the Bitch Ass character.
So what drew you to this movie?
The title.
Of course.
With a title like that, you want to know more. You're like, Bitch Ass, what is that about? So that was the main thing, and then meeting with Bill, who's the writer-director, and just hearing his passion and his vision for the movie, I was like, sign me up.
You're from North Carolina, correct?
My family's from North Carolina. I grew up in St. Louis, Missouri, but yeah, definitely deep South roots, sort of a family.
Are you a big horror fan?
You know,
You can be honest.
I don't like being scared, but for the right concept, the right movie, definitely. There are some horror movies that I love, like The Ring, that's a classic. Definitely the original Candyman. Bitch Ass, of course, one of my favorite movies of all time. So yeah.
This movie has Tony Todd in it. From Candyman, which you mentioned.
Yeah.
What was it like getting to work with a legend like that?
You know, it's a little intimidating because I feel like I know him so much as that character that when you meet him, you're like, oh my god, dude. But no, he's a nice guy, and he just makes the movie that much more. He just makes the movie that much more amazing. So it's great.
Were you scared of the Candyman when you were a kid?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. It was like one of those things where when I saw it before I was really of age to watch that. And so Nightmares, I was one of those kids that's like sneaking and watching movies I had no business watching, and that was one of them. And I don't regret it because I love the movie, but at the time I was like, oh, that's really scary.
Do you have any upcoming projects that you're excited about right now?
I do. I am in a movie called Fire, and it's a true story. It's a drama about the Paradise Fires in Central California, and that movie stars Peter Facinelli, who's exactly Nurse Jackie in the Twilight. Yeah, so that movie it's great. It's heartwarming. It's touching. It's inspiring, and that one's gonna be coming out next year.
If you've had your picture taken, and you want to get inside, we're about to open the door. Start on that. Make sure everybody gets taken.
We have Teon Kelley, the star of the slasher film Bitch Ass. How you doing tonight, man?
I'm really excited, man. Can't wait, man. Can't wait.
So you're the lead actor in this movie. Can you tell us a little bit about it, a little bit about your role?
Yes. This movie is honestly about bullying. It's a real take on like trauma and how people deal with it. And I play Q, who is honestly, I like to think of him as the Virgil of the film. He like leads you through this entire game house, as we say. It's about a killer who kills you with games. He gives you a fair chance, and I gotta save everyone in it.
Are you a fan of horror movies?
Absolutely not. I'm terrified of horror films. I never thought I'd be in one, but here I am.
Had you seen Candyman before getting involved with this movie?
I did not see Candyman before this movie, but I heard Tony Todd was in it, and that is what I'm really excited about. So it's like, man, I had to apply, and I did.
As somebody who's not into horror movies yourself, what drew you towards this particular script? What made you feel like I have to be involved with this?
You know, it's interesting because I get this like gut feelings, right? Something that just draws me to it. But I think the breakdown of Q is what actually interested me the most, because it's a kid who's really taken out of his element and he's really trying to just make his way through, the ghetto, to be honest, and try to make a better life for not only himself but his mother. And that is a story that I'm drawn to. It's this kid who's innocent, to be honest, and he gets into some really bad stuff, and he has to find his way out.
Sounds like there's a lot of elements in the script beyond the horror that got you excited as an actor to work on this.
Yes, very much so.
So do you have any upcoming projects that you're excited about or you can share with us?
Yeah, actually, I've got this very small short film called Sundown. It's about a boy who and his father who get stranded on the side of the road, and then they got a little sci-fi twist to it. And then I'm in works with a feature film called Morning After with Elijah Chandler, and good things coming out soon.
We're here with Idris Vilou, star of the upcoming The Dead Place, which is a film I'm actually involved in producing. How you doing tonight?
Good, how about you?
Pretty good, pretty good.
I am supporting a very good friend, the main actor in this movie, Teon Kelley, which I'm really, really happy for, and happy that he had the opportunity to have this premiere and everything, and I'm just excited to see the movie and everything.
Can you tell us a little bit about your upcoming projects?
Yes, The Dead Place. The Dead Place is also a horror movie. It tackles bullying, and I think it is a great film that has a mix of drama and horror. It is crazy, crazy movie, and you're definitely going to want to see it.
Idris is involved in a lot right now, so can you tell us a little bit about some of your brand deals that you've gotten recently?
Yeah, I have a branding deal with Jabra. I am the face of an international company called Particle, which is a face cream. I'm also the face of another company called Noah's Collective, which is a swim line, and it's really, really nice swimwear for both men and women. And I'm also doing films as well, which is also The Dead Place now.
You have a pretty exciting career, especially for somebody your age. You started working on Power, which is a show produced by 50 Cent. What was your experience like working on that?
I mean, it was a lot of fun. I'm definitely grateful for that experience. I mean, just the fact that I got to meet 50 Cent and everything and work with him was an experience on its own. But I mean, it was a great environment, great people, and yeah, that's kind of what made me want to come into acting even more.
Is it true that you played basketball with 50 Cent?
I did. There was a 20 or 30 minute break, I believe, we had in between, and out of nowhere, we just got a few basketballs and started getting down a game, and it was a lot of fun.
How did it go?
It went well. I'm not a guy that plays basketball nor any other sport, so I was the guy that kind of just passed the ball, kind of like hot potato. Anytime I got it, I just gave it to the next person, and anywhere 50 Cent was, I just kind of passed it to him and stuff. But it was a lot of fun.
We're here with Tunde Lalay, one of the stars of Bitch Ass. How you doing tonight?
I'm fantastic. I mean, it's a pleasure to be here. It's a beautiful day in Los Angeles. The premiere of Bitch Ass. I mean, you can ask for anything better, right?
So can you tell us a little bit about your role in this movie?
Well, I actually played Bitch Ass, the character. When I first heard about the film, Bill Posley, obviously, and Jonathan Collin, one of talented individuals. I just got hooked, I read the script and I felt connected.
Are you a horror movie fan?
Absolutely, who isn't? Talk about like Candyman, obviously, shout out to Tony Todd. Couldn't be here tonight, but being part of this film, it's a blessing for us. So I mean, I love Candyman, Michael Myers, Freddy Krueger, Jake, the classics, People Under the Stairs, Terminator. Yeah, I don't know if that's a slasher or not, but like,
Terminator is totally a slasher.
Yeah, okay. And the Predator, of course.
So being the kind of horror fan you are and growing up watching Candyman, did you ever picture yourself one day acting in a movie where he's essentially kind of like passing the baton to you, isn't he?
Like I said, I never thought I would be in this position. None of us thought we'll actually be in this position. It was just a group of passionate guys that came together and wanted to do something totally different in the genre. There've never been a black man historically in the genre. So, no, actually, to answer your question, I never thought I would be in this position, and I'm incredibly blessed.
What was it like working with Tony Todd?
Oh my God, Tony Todd. Unfortunately, I didn't get to do a scene with Tony Todd, but Tony Todd is a freaking icon, man. You know, I remember him in the movie Night of the Living Dead. You know, obviously Candyman, the Final Destination 5. I mean, he's amazing. He's one of those actors that I always wanted to work with, and just to be part of, you know, to be part of this cast with Tony Todd, it's a blessing. And a big shout out to, like I'm gonna keep saying it, Bill Posley, John Cullum, Shane Brown. You know, every single person that was instrumental in putting this thing together is amazing. You know, yeah, I just want to give them a shout out. You know.
And you were in Black Panther, correct?
Absolutely.
What was that experience like?
It was incredible. You know, when we heard about, when I heard they were casting, you know, for Black Panther, it was funny. I spoke about this in a previous interview, and I called my agent right away. I was like, "You gotta get me in Black Panther. I promise you, if you give me an opportunity, I won't let you down." She got me an audition. I flew down to Atlanta real quick. It was like, so I had to audition for Megan Lewis, and I didn't hear anything back. So I thought, like, oh my God. Then I got a call saying they wanted me back for another role. So I actually auditioned like 3 different times. One of the roles I auditioned for was for M'Baku, like Winston Duke played that role. But they loved me so much, they wanted me to be a part of this film, and they actually wrote a role for me in Black Panther. And a big shout out to Ryan Coogler, man. You know, rest in peace, Chadwick Boseman. You're always in our hearts, man. Michael B. Jordan, you know, Lupita Nyong'o, Danai Gurira, all of those individuals, talented. They were so nice to me on set.
So do you have any projects that you're excited for coming up in the future?
Oh yeah, actually, not only I'm going to be I'm actually one of the executive producers on Bitch Ass. Also, I have like 4 different projects that I'm working on right now. So one of the projects is called Sober House. It's a psychological thriller written by Joel Plonsky, very talented individual. It's about a group of like 10 strangers in a rehab facility that mysteriously started dying in ways that mimic the steps of the facility. So I play like Tegan, one of the protagonists of the film. So Sober House, Eye in the Future, you know, what else? I think I'm forgetting one. No, Pirates of the Delta.
Pirates of the Delta.
Pirates of the Delta. It's coming soon. I don't want to say too much about it yet, you know. Coming soon. One of the ones I'm definitely very excited about producing. So yeah, we have a lot, and I've been auditioning a lot, and you know, a lot of stuff I can't talk about, like I said. Yeah. So yeah.
We are here with Belle, one of the stars of Bitch Ass. How you doing tonight?
I'm doing great. I'm just excited to see this film.
Can you tell us a little bit about your role in this movie?
So I play Cricket. She's the only girl out of the gang of 4 guys going to break into Bitch Ass's house. And so when she goes in, she's one of the toughest, people like to say, because she doesn't take any BS, okay?
So she's like you.
Yeah, I guess you could say that. Yeah, she's like me. Yeah, she wants to be one of the guys, so this is her chance to try to prove herself.
Are you a fan of horror movies?
You know what? Not really. No, I'm a big baby when it comes to horror films. I get scared and have to sleep with the light on. So I'm excited that now I'm in one and I get to see it. But I wasn't scared shooting it though, ironically.
Do you think this is going to make you maybe a little less afraid of horror movies now that you know the process and what goes into making them?
I hope so. I hope so. Because sometimes those horror films just seem so real that you can't even shake it out of your mind. But hopefully now, seeing the process, it'll help with that in the future.
So had you seen Candyman before this movie?
Yes, it's an iconic film. Seen it as a kid, was scared to look in the mirror. But yeah, because my grandmother actually is a big fan of horror films. So I actually grew up seeing like Chucky, all of those in the 90s. Candyman, so many, you name it.
Did you ever think that you would be in a movie with Candyman himself?
No, that did not cross my mind, but I am completely honored to be in a movie with Candyman. He's a legend. So yeah, and now we're trying to make something legendary ourselves.
I'm really excited to see you in this movie. Do you have any projects coming up that you're excited about in the future?
Any projects coming up? Well, I'm also a writer, so I'm trying to work on my own short film of a pilot that I'm working on. So yeah.
Can you tell us a little about that?
Okay, so it's a comedy, and it's pretty much based on my life. I'm the eldest of 8 kids. I'm originally from Texas, and it's just pretty much about that dynamic and that journey.
If the show gets picked up, do you plan on covering getting into movies too at some point?
That's a good point. Eventually, yes. In the upcoming seasons, I will. So, but first I want to highlight the life of a small town girl with a big family.
How are you doing tonight?
I'm good. How are you?
Pretty good. I gotta say, I love your outfit.
Thank you. Thank you for mentioning. I appreciate it. Thank you so much.
So tell us a little about your role in this movie.
Oh my goodness. Well, I get to be sort of the heart of the movie, I guess, along with the wonderful actor that plays my son. And I don't know how to. I guess I just call myself part of the heart of it. You know, I'm a straight person and a mother that's very concerned about her son and will do anything to protect him.
So what drew you to the part?
This mother that cared so deeply. She doesn't come from a lot, but the home that she's created for her and her son is everything to her, and she'll do anything to protect him, to keep him safe, and to keep them united. He's all I've got.
Are you a fan of horror movies?
You know, I'm a fan of suspense thrillers, but this experience is making me a horror fan. And there's so many people that love the genre. Who am I to be one that doesn't join the ranks? So yeah.
So had you seen Candyman before you worked on this movie?
I saw Candyman when I was really young, so I don't remember it as much as I would love to, but I remember enough to remember Tony Todd and how phenomenal he is. I remember him very much, and I remember being freaked out.
Being freaked out when you were young, did you ever think that, wow, one day I might be working with this guy?
No idea whatsoever, nor did I expect to be in a horror movie. But this one, I just love it so much, and it's an honor to be a part.
What was your experience like on the movie?
Oh my goodness. Well, we shot, I think it was, 2.5 weeks, so it was quick. So as an actor, I had to really just be on my toes, you know? And I told people, some friends of mine, I was like, I really want this role because it's going to be like a boot camp. It's really going to make me have to jump in there and give it my all. And I think that's what it was. And the cast is phenomenal. And there was so much love on the set, so much support. It was fantastic. I was really blessed.
Are you involved in any upcoming projects that you're excited about or that you can share a little about?
I have a short film coming out that I'm super excited about. It's being submitted to some festivals, and it's already gotten a whole bunch of really fantastic buzz. It's called The Knowing, and it's about it takes place during the AIDS epidemic or pandemic, if you will, and I play a character that very much is in the throes of don't ask, don't tell in the military, and it's exciting. So that's one thing that I'm really excited about. It'll be coming out soon. In fact, our premiere is in a couple of weeks for that as well. So, yeah.
That's some pretty powerful subject matter there. So it's easy to say you're probably drawn to challenging roles. Am I correct?
I am. That's most appealing to me, and ones that really give voice to the voiceless. I know that's kind of a trite something to say, but I just think that we're living in a time where there's so many wonderful roles and content out there. Why not do the things that make your heart full? Why compromise and do something that's not exciting and challenging and fulfilling and lends a voice?
What do you see in your future as an actress?
Oh my goodness. More of that. I really, I'm doing some writing, so I would hope to get my writing, out there and produced. But moreover, I really do just want to tell more stories, especially stories for women of color. Women that don't fit the mold like myself. You know, I've got kind of my own lane. I'm just a little different, and I think it's time to just kick that door wide open and to shatter that glass in the ceiling and just do that. I really want to do powerful things that move the soul and the spirit.
It's fair to say that for years, Hollywood was mostly dominated by white films, and obviously there's some good films in there. Do you feel that as the times are changing, do you feel that the paradigm is starting to shift a little bit?
I feel like it's shifting some. Certainly there's a lot more work to do, but you know, Hollywood is just a microcosm of our society, right? So there's a lot of work to do in our society as well to ensure that African American talent and talent of color, not only are we cast in things, but that our stories are told. You know, there's so much to us as people. We should, you know, people should be able to see all different things. We're not a monolithic group of people, and it's not a monolithic experience that we all come from. So let's shed some light on all of that and bring color to it. You know, yeah.
I'm really looking forward to seeing your future career, seeing how it plays out, and I hope you accomplish all you want to.
Thank you very much.
Melissa Sellers. I apologize. Melissa Sellers.
It's a common thing.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right, thank you so much. My name is James.
James.